Khalid, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Khalid.
Good morning, Andre. How are you?
Fine.
Khalid, would you like me to introduce you to the audience, or would you just
No,
sit with the audience?
Today I'm gonna be quiet today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very understood. Okay.
We didn't activate the streaming from, I don't
We
believe
will.
that.
We're working on it.
Okay, perfect.
We will activate it on your Facebook URL, Khalid. Okay? I think the YouTube channel will not be available.
Okay, so Facebook should do well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, fine.
So we're streaming in Elsevier Africa webpage, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Good morning, everyone. A beautiful morning to start the third and last day of our second National Research Center International Conference on Science and Sustainable Development under the theme of Scientific Research, Technology, and Innovation for Knowledge Creation. The past 2 days were just very beautifully ended, and today we'll be starting our plenary session with Elsevier team. We have our presenter for today, Andre Kudushin, who is the Elsevier Life Science Regional Manager at the Emerging Markets in Latin America. Nice to have you today, Andre. And by the way, he's joining us from Egypt for a short trip he's doing these days in Egypt, and he has visited the National Research Center, by the way, 2 days ago. Very nice to have you today, Andre.
Good morning, Dr. Zahra. Good morning, colleagues. It's my privilege to present here, and let's start.
Andre will be talking to us today about how Elsevier Life Science ecosystem supports the academic-corporate collaboration. Andre Kudushin holds a PhD in chemistry from Lomonosov Moscow State University. I hope I pronounced it right.
Absolutely.
He worked as a postdoc on transformation of natural compounds to valuable products before starting corporate career related to chemistry, biology, and drug research and development in international companies. His team across Eastern Europe, Russia, Middle East, Africa, Latin America, and Central Asia empowers individual researchers and organizations from academic, government, and corporate sectors related to education and research, chemistry, pharmacology, biology, and medicine by the implementation of data-driven solutions for leveraging global scientific knowledge. Dr. Kudushin has 13 years of experience in chemical and biomedical segments in leading academic and corporate organizations in research, business development, and managerial positions. I'm very pleased and honored to be introducing you, Andre, today, and I hope our audience will be enjoying your presentation, very much to the point of the theme of our second National Research Center International Conference on Science and Sustainable Development. Let's get started, and I would like to direct our audience that any questions could be addressed by the end of the session. Our session is about 30 minutes long, and we may receive your questions after that. Thank you. Please get started.
Thank you, colleagues. And indeed, let's start it. At the beginning, I want to apologize for very condensed material, but when we discuss the topic of academic corporate collaboration, there is really a lot of points that we need to take into account. So today we will discuss very condensed agenda. We will discuss global trends and challenges affecting scientific research, technology, and innovations. We will cover the chemistry leads in the heart of food, agriculture, water, energy, health, technologies, and research. We will cover trends related to the need in efficiency, and today we will talk about patents, which are an important player in innovation chain. Also, we will discuss the solution which is already available via the EKB website to any researcher in chemistry. And we will cover 3 use cases. We will cover unique coverage of patents and accepted data in Reaxys. And also we will talk how Reaxys can support idea generation for sustainable development. We will cover it on the example specifically related to sustainable development goals. Also, we will discuss how Reaxys can support novelty search and competitive intelligence in field of energy. And this would be a very important topic related to commercializations and protection of your intellectual property. So I hope you would enjoy. Feel free to ask Dr. Zahra if you would like to have presentation slides. We will send them to her, and I hope you would be able to get it if you would be interested. So let's go. As you know, the chemistry and modern trends is focused right now on the multidisciplinary research. And whatever topic we will cover, it can be biology, agriculture, earth and environment, even Internet of Things, mathematics, engineering, materials, etc., 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 all of them related to chemistry. So right now, any research which is done mainly as interdisciplinary research. So, for example, the most surprising can be mathematics. If we talk about overlapping of chemistry and mathematics, it can be in silico experimentations, kinetic simulations, different models related to physical chemistry, etc., etc., etc. Also, it can be data mining and artificial intelligence, data storage. All of them unite chemistry and mathematics, and how chemistry is connected to agriculture, biology, environment of science, material science, engineering, art and design. I think it's more obvious. So another point which I want to highlight to you is the similarities which face different organizations across the R&D work. So we have academic and government organization. We have different corporate organizations, industry organizations, for example, like pharma, biotech, medical devices, diagnostic companies. It could be companies working in field of plant protections, energy, etc., etc., etc. And all of these companies, all of these organizations, from one side, they contribute to R&D outcome, but also they consume outcome of R&D of another organization. So academic and government organizations, they develop fundamental knowledge, but industry partners, usually they develop practical knowledge, applied knowledge, and all of them working together. That's why they need useful ecosystem to share the knowledge, to carry out basic research and innovations, to make drug development, solar cell development, to make personalized medicine and monitoring treatment. And all of these organizations face different challenges. And for example, the common challenges when we observe the trends related to falling productivity of R&D, the common challenges could be that the companies need greater efficiency in terms of cost, in terms of time. They need to make decision go, no go earlier, much earlier, to effectively manage their assets. All of them need greater collaboration. And from this point of view, they need to find partners. They need to leverage vast and diverse data sets, which was generated by them and by partners. All of them have need for innovations. And the challenge is increasingly complexity of science. As we seen previously, all kind of science, applied science connected to chemistry, and the complexity of these interconnections increase from year to year. And all of the players in the R&D field need to carry out risk management, because all of them have reputational risks, legal risks, risk of their assets, etc., etc., etc. So we can look into the innovation chain, and we see that innovation chain is about collaboration between academia and industry. And this innovation chain passes several steps. At the beginning of the innovation chain, there is knowledge development, there is basic research. As a next step, when the knowledge is materialized, we can go to the technology development based on the fundamental knowledge. And once we develop technology, we can go to the development of business that will increase our assets and bring profit to us. And the technology development is exactly the field of collaboration of academia and industry. But also we need to look into what kind of information both of them consume and produce. Academia mainly produce scientific papers. They produce basic knowledge. Industry produce and consume intellectual property, and this is covered by patent. And the collaboration of academia and industry produce both scientific papers, fundamental knowledge, patents, and intellectual property. That's why is key when you considering academia industry collaboration to put into your attention both scientific papers and patents. And patents is important element of information and commercialization, because patent information is the most important element of intellectual property protection system. Publication of patent information is mandatory condition for granting legal protection of the results of intellectual activity. We need to observe dual nature of patent information. Along with scientific and technical information, patent information contain information of the legal nature. Also, there is economic aspect of patent information. Information about economic entities and their relationship is also mentioned in the patent information. Patent information is unique source for search, analyze, and making right decision. Because it's unique, the main part of the information contained in patent documents is not duplicated in other sources of the information in the future. Its efficiency, because patent information is ahead of other types of publication, usually even by several years. Its reliability, because patent information is confirmed by consuls of state scientific and technical expertise. There is universality of patent information because it covers all fields of science and industry, published in more than 80 countries. Also, we need to mention structuring of patent information. The text of patent documents is set out of certain aspects. And also important point is worldwide standardization of patent information. All search details are accompanied by digital codes of the VIPO standards. So how Elsevier support academic and corporate collaboration? How Elsevier support the sharing knowledge between academia and industry? For this, Elsevier offer several solutions, like reference database Scopus, which index index citation and abstracts of the biggest in the world collection of journals. It gives you access to literature review and impactful metrics. Elsevier provide full text database, which is called ScienceDirect, that is interdisciplinary database. Also, Elsevier have a database Embase that support biomedical researchers related, for example, to writing of systematic review, making evidence-based decision, and conducting clinical trials, preclinical trials. And Elsevier have vital tool for chemistry research, which is called Reaxys, which unite chemistry literature, patent and non-patent, bioactivity data, physicochemical data, substances, properties, reactions, patents, and a lot of other things. And the key point is the following. In Embase, during the indexing of full text, biomedical indexers with relevant education and experience, they find out keywords related to biomedicine from the full text. During the indexing of journals and patents, Reaxys set the keywords and special index terms related to chemistry. In addition to that, Reaxys is a unique tool to better assess and understand and analyze patents and patent information. On top of that, Reaxys is a unique tool which give access to accepted experimental data from literature and patents. And we can talk a little bit more in details about that. So during the indexing, full text of journals, papers, or patents undergo exceptions, and Elsevier accept chemical structures, chemical synthesis, physicochemical properties, pharmacological properties, and a lot of another properties, but also we add index terms and keywords to the documents, which allow discoverability of the data, which allow you to spend time on using information, but not searching for the information. And from the beginning of this year, a very interesting project was launched. This project is called Reaxys Content Catalyst. And from this project, after the delivery of this project, Reaxys become the most Reaxys start having the most comprehensive coverage of newly published patents relevant for pharma and chemical R&D. And before the end of the year, we will cover all the patents published for 20 years retrospectively. In addition to that, Reaxys allows the fastest access to substance in newly published patents 4 times faster than our nearest competitor. With all of this, you can stay ahead of your competitions with timely insights. Also, you can save time and resources discarding non-patentable leads. So, in more details, we can say that Reaxys offer fast and comprehensive access to patents for novelty search and competitive intelligence, because it provides access to the largest resource of newly published patents, chemistry-related patents from 105 patent offices around the world. You just can compare that in totally in the world, there is 250 countries, and this will give you insight that Reaxys cover mainly all valuable patent offices. And also Reaxys cover 170 IPC classes, which means that we cover almost all patent classes. To make information more discoverable, not only in chemistry, but in other things. Reaxys translate non-English language abstracts and claims from patents. This is a unique feature and it's not available in any other chemistry database. Reaxys index substances mentioned in the patents and in the documents in the body of patent of for priority patent offices. All of this give you the chance to do competitive deep dives with your advanced search for patent assignee, and it can give you timely insights because the substances and documents are available 5 days after the publication, stay up to date on the latest patent with email alerts. So this unique solution is already available for you via the IKB portal. What you need to do is just to go to IKB portal, register there as researchers, find Reaxys, and you can understand and use this unique tool. Reaxys Content Catalyst project consists from several sub-projects. One of them is bibliography project, and it was started from the beginning of the year, which cover 105 patent offices and 170 IPC classes, and it covers translation of non-English patents. Also, there is several sub-projects related to indexing of biological targets mentioned in the patents. These cover primary patent offices and 7 IPC classes. And right now, we already started the indexing of substances from patents, and we already index substances from journals and from key patents from priority patent office from up to 170 IPC classes. With this, we expect by the end of 2021 to get more than 30 million of patents covered in Reaxys. Just for comparison, in the nearest chemistry research tool, there is only 20 million of patents. So here you could find more details. What exactly is 12 priority patent office? They include World Organization, US patents, European patents, China patents, Japanese patents, Korean patents, Taiwan patents, and Indian patents. We accept substance from the text and from the images, and we already do a lot of work. So, for example, for patents record, you can see the abstract index terms related to chemistry. You can see translated to English claims, and you can easily find substances which mentioned in the patent. And also in one click, you can get to the full text of the patent. The patent analysis allow you to find the insights and analyze the patent assignees, the geography where this or another idea is already patented, and where is the intellectual property protected and non-protected. And also you can analyze even different chemical terms. For example, because all of the patent and journals subject indexing, you can analyze what kind of chemical concepts relate to your research topic. And on top of that, you can filter on all of these metrics, including the author, document type, publication year, and a lot of other important points. With the Reaxys Content Catalyst project, we already significantly increased the coverage of patents that was available in Reaxys. On this page, you can see, for example, coverage of patents in Reaxys for semiconductors. The gray one is what we have before patent expansion project, and this is what we have right now. We observe dramatic increase of coverage of patents in the Reaxys. Also, Reaxys provide interconnection with another valuable Elsevier tools like ScienceDirect and Scopus. From the authors of the published in journals records, you easily click in here, you easily can get to the author webpage and see if it is influential authors, what is his Hirsch index, in which journals he usually publish, and what is his scope of interest. But also you can see amount of citation which each document have, and if you click there, you will go to Scopus and see who exactly citing this or that document. As we discussed, the chemistry is lie in the center not only of fundamental science, but also in solving practical problems related to sustainable development goals. And as an example, we can cover one of them, which is Sustainable Goal 2, Zero Hunger. The practical aspects of it relate to double agricultural productivity, to produce food from other productive resources and input, improving the knowledge about agricultural science. And we can try to better understand how chemistry fit into the Sustainable Development Goal 2. Based on the SciVal data, we can analyze different concepts related to Sustainable Development Goal 2, and it will give us that there is several very important concepts. So, for example, drought. There is different plants like tomato and potatoes, which are often mentioned when SDG 2 is covered. But also one of the most important practical aspects is biological control agent. And if we analyzed all together and try to find how the chemistry fits there, we can understand that chemistry is lies in heart of agrochemical compounds, which are pesticides, fertilizers, drought resistance compounds, growth control agents. And agrochemicals unite all of these topics mentioned already. Let's see how Reaxys can support idea generation for agrochemical research. As we mentioned, the very important point is biological control agent, and biological control is the use of one organism to suppress the development of another organism, such as parasites, pests in agriculture, or an organism that damage the environment. And it's closely related to agrochemistry. As an example, let's try to find how we can find species with antifungal activities. To answer these questions, what we can do, we can read thousands of patents, thousands of literature documents. And with this, we will spend a lot of time on this. Or the second way is we can get answers directly from Reaxys. And this seriously will make our job easier and improve our efficiency. Because in Reaxys, there is more than 500 searchable data fields. There is 130 subject topics that will help us with formulation development, with understanding where to buy or synthesize agrochemicals, assessment of compounds of behavior in soil. It will help to develop techniques for chemical analysis. It can give us insights even on new agrochemicals based on their bioactivity. It will help us to discover new biological control agents and to find cutting-edge agrochemicals recently mentioned in patents and journals. How it works. So, for example, to answer our questions, what we can do is in the relevant search fields, we can try to find all substances which have antifungal activity, and we can find all substances which were isolated from natural sources and overlap these sources, these searches. To find compounds with antifungal activity, the taxonomy will seriously help us because there is different kind of antifungal activity, and all of these kinds would be automatically indexed and used in your search in the Reaxys. And this search will give us around 10,000 of different compounds that both was measured for their antifungal activities and isolated from natural sources. So Reaxys connect dots that allow you to generate new knowledge. And one of the examples is beta-sitosterol. So in Reaxys, there is information from which particular natural compounds it was isolated. And you can see that there is several agrobacteriums, but also even specific plants where this compound was found. At the same time, in the Reaxys, we see data about in vitro efficacy of this compound, and it was mentioned that it have antifungal activity. So connecting together these facts, we can find the specific agrobacteriums and plants that can be used as antifungal agricultural biological control agents. Let's consider two other important topics: how Reaxys can support novelty search and competitive development. So for the novelty search, there is important questions: how exactly to make the search, what is the substructures and similar compounds was published before, and it's important to make scaffold search to find all similar compounds. And we can discuss it on the example of organic solar cell compound. And the question, for example, for you as a project leader could be, you need to constantly assess the profitability and patentability of your project. So you need to have specific information solution that will allow you this kind of assessment. And it can be Reaxys, because with Reaxys you can do exact search for your lead compound, followed by substructure search and even similarity search. And all of them can be supported with adding keyword semiconductors to filter only patents which related to the semiconductor field and connected with compounds of your interest. And on top of that, with Reaxys, you can set up alert that will inform you on weekly or monthly basis about each new patent or journal published in this field. How to do it? In the structure search, you can draw your leading compound, and there is several options. You can search as drawn, you can search all substructures, or you can search even similar compounds. In addition to that, you can add tautomers, stereoisomers, salts, mixtures, and other type of compound. So you will need, after that, you will need to transfer this structure to query and click search. You are leading new project. That's why it can happen that you wouldn't search anything. And this is a good news, because it means that your compound may be patentable because no one published it before. What we can advise you to do in this situation to ensure, even better ensure the patentability, we can advise you to do the substructure search of the key scaffold of your compound. So you can draw the scaffold, you can click substructure search, transfer it to query, and type semiconductor in the Reaxys search text field. After that, please click find, and you will find several documents and substances which have both word semiconductor and structure which you refer. You can go to these documents and analyze and to better understand who is your emergent competitors and what exactly do they publish, and is it overlapped with your research or not overlap, or you can do or you can continue your research. Also, you can analyze all similar substances which already mentioned. And you can make the decision that we can confidently continue our development program. At this stage, you already able to create alerts and get all the relevant information on the weekly or monthly basis to your email address. This alert will give you all the information, all the documents which contain your scaffold and the keyword semiconductor. Let's also cover novelty search and competitive intelligence. To understand competitive intelligence, there is 3 key components. The concept, is this patent addressing my current project? The company, who is owner of the different patents, and the compound classes, what compound space is protected and not protected. And we can do the same again on the example of organic solar cells. So what I suggest you to do, you can start the broad search from the word semiconductor and find all documents. You can filter this information to the recently published information from 2021 and filter only to the patents. Only this search will give you 12,000 documents which are indexed in the Reaxys. You still can set up email alert to weekly get all new information, and you can access all chemical substances published in these documents. Also, you can support your search adding organic solar cells. And this can give you information and insights who work in this field, because in Reaxys you can analyze patent assignees. For example, for organic solar cells, we see that Merck and Sinora and LG Chem, as well as BASF, play important role and publish a lot of information. On top of that, as we already mentioned, the patent claims and abstracts available for you, and you can monitor literature which was published not only by English patent, but also on another patents, like patents from Korean Patent Office, which is published on Korean language, because Reaxys translate patent claims and excerpt it. And this ensure discoverability of the data. So you also can find and follow up the information, for example, from Shin Etsu company, that can be the most interesting for you in field of organic solar cells. And again, you can set up email alert, or you can import all the documents to the suitable format. For example, Excel, Microsoft Excel, Word, and other formats as well. For example, also you can analyze all patents from specific patent assignee like Shin Etsu and set up alerts if they patent something new, with regards, without regards to what exactly and in which field they patent. I hope you find the presentation interesting and you are excited to start using Reaxys even more often than you are doing it right now. And we are happy to support you. So please feel free to contact Dr. Zahra if you would like to get presentation. Also feel free to contact Nadine Iskander if you have some questions about Reaxys or any other Elsevier Life Science product. She's the member of the team of Elsevier Life Science in Africa. Also, we have very important, we publish important information and webinar on our community page on Facebook. We have special page, Africa Facebook. We have Twitter. We have several webinars which published by this link. And we also have YouTube channel. Feel free to contact us and we would be more than happy to answer your questions. And with this, I want to give the word to Dr. Zahra. Do we have the time maybe for one question, if any?
Thank you very much, Andrei, for this very informative webinar. Actually, I've enjoyed listening to you and learning from you about Reaxys and about all the tools and solutions offered from Elsevier and that are made accessible for researchers in Egypt through the Egyptian Knowledge Bank portal. Thank you very much for being that concise and that precise at the same time. I would like to extend all my thanks to Engineer Khalid Shalen, Core Research Solution Manager at Elsevier Africa and Area Manager at Elsevier in Africa and Egypt. So thank you very much for being part of that event. Thank you for all Elsevier team for all the collaboration all through the past month. I'm very proud and honored actually to be moderating these webinars and series in cooperation with Elsevier and in collaboration with the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. Today's presentation was entitled How Elsevier Life Science Ecosystem Supports Academic Corporate Collaboration. Very informative, and we have been broadcasting over the Facebook page, YouTube channel for the conference unit at the National Research Center, and also over the Facebook page for Elsevier Africa. You can go back to watch that presentation if you have missed the live presentation, either on Facebook, on YouTube, or on the platform of the second National Research Center International Conference on Science and Sustainable Development. Thank you very much for that plenary session, starting the third day of our conference and the last day of our conference. Thank you, Andre, for being our presenter today. Any questions, we will address them to Dr. Nadine and to you. We will be providing the presentation for Andre on our platforms. So if you need it, you can download it from there. And I would like to redirect our audience to the agenda for today so that you can join us on the next live sessions, either for the session 6A in innovation in emerging technologies and frontier sciences, or session 5B for innovation in strategic industries. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day too.